Hub or spoke, or in other words, creating my own ecosystem or joining the ecosystem of somebody else. That's a discussion I had in the most recent podcast recording with 𝗖cie from Personio, and it's a very important question. And here's why. Kind of the whole world talks about the importance of business ecosystems and partnerships and the power behind them. And it's definitely true, especially the network-based business models are very, very powerful. But you need to ask yourself, am I currently in the position to create my own ecosystem? And that's what I want to touch base on today. And there are 4 key questions that you need to ask yourself, and there will be a 5th one added later on. So do I have the budget, the time, the resources, and the know-how to create my own ecosystem? And let's look into the whole setup. So an ecosystem, there is in the very center usually the hub or the orchestrator. And the orchestrator needs to manage the partners participating. So you need documentation, processes, partner management established, answers to the go-to-market strategy, answers for co-marketing approaches, developer experience, documentation, access to testing systems for tech people when we talk about tech integrations. So there is a lot that's going on here in the very center to manage the whole ecosystem. And there is also one other important aspect, and this is the hub is the instance that has access to or owns the client. And that means that the services and solutions the hub provides are embedded already on the client side in the business processes or in the IT landscape. So depending on what you've just heard, it's time consuming. You need budget for establishing your ecosystem, for managing the partners, for managing the whole ecosystem. So being a hub is not without efforts. It is an investment that is needed. But now let's look on the partner side. Is it really bad to start as the partner of somebody in somebody else's ecosystem? And my answer to that is a clear no. Because first of all, if you don't have the budget, nor the time, nor the resources, nor the know-how to establish your own ecosystem, there is a high chance that you will fail. And the only thing that you will leave behind is burned soil. And you don't want to do that, of course. So there are a lot of advantages to starting as a partner somewhere. And first of all, being the partner in somebody else's ecosystem means you have access to clients or markets that have been inaccessible for you so far. Big advantage. The second advantage I see is that you can have joint marketing efforts. You go through co-marketing, especially a big advantage if you go with a bigger brand or an established brand. The second advantage is between the hub and the partner. You have access to know-how and resources. And the last one that I see, and I think that the list goes on and on, you hear about new requirements. So there is some learning involved about the market and the client base. But last but not least, there is a very important piece missing. So when you think about establishing your own ecosystem, you need to find out what works and what doesn't. So that means joining somebody else's ecosystem means that you will exactly learn that. Find out what you like, what you don't like. Find out what works, what doesn't work. And this is possible by joining again somebody else's ecosystem. So to summarize it, there are advantages as a hub because the login effect is much higher. On the client side, you are deeply embedded there, on the processes side, but it's not without effort establishing such an ecosystem. On the partner side, you have access to clients, co-marketing, know-how, resources, requirements, and so forth. And there is definitely some learning involved. And last but not least, that's the thing I forgot to add here. The very important question is really who kind of owns the client and who is already embedded there. And that should be the beginning of your thoughts and establishing kind of the ecosystem, either as the hub or as the partner. I hope that was of help for you. Would love to hear your feedback in the comment section below. And I'm also happy to jump on a call with you to discuss the whole setup, the advantages, the disadvantages. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I wish you a pleasant day.